Hi folks, and welcome to the Filmmoment channel, and I'm in the autumn woods again and on a little bimble towards the elderly person I'm caring for, and in order to cook dinner for him. So this will be a rather short video, but I hope it will be entertaining and helpful, a little bit at least. I want to talk to you about a special kind of knife, and one I made some years ago, and this is something that I'm actually quite fond of, not because I were the next big thing as a knife maker. There's a lot of precision to be desired still in the accomplishment of the knife, so it's not that I want to brag about the quality of this knife, but about the properties of this. And this is a pretty old design, and goes back to, well, at least the Roman Empire, if not farther back. There is a knife find from Hallstatt, which is dated to the Latin period of archaeology. And this is sort of like it looks like a little bit like a pruning knife, and it's definitely a folding knife, and with a wooden handle and with some iron bolsters. And this is pretty amazing because pocket knives are older than we come to think, and they have been carried for legal reasons. As in the Roman Empire, where pocket knife was a way to work your way around rather restrictive offensive weapon acts, which were in effect in the Roman Empire, where you were not allowed to carry a knife that was longer than 1 palmus. And this is what this means. And if you carry a fixed blade like that, well, you are left with pretty little usable length. So maybe that's one of the reasons people carry the pocket knife. Also, for everyday tasks, a pocket knife is really convenient to carry. It's light. It packs away neatly. You could carry it in a belt pouch or in a pouch in your clothing or something, and it wasn't offensive. And for civil use, like snacking and preparing food and harvesting or whittling something, repairing stuff, this must have been always something people went to. And as for earlier periods of time, I think it was about the convenience. And the original of this special find is, well, it's not modeled after the original. This is something I modeled after a knife which is a modern interpretation of an archaeological find, which was found in France. And there is I forgot the corporation who makes it. Actually a manufacturer, a little manufacturer, and I think it's a sole author knife maker. And in France also weapon acts are pretty restrictive, not allowing you to carry a knife in public without a legal reason, as in hunting, camping, fishing, what have you, but then you need a license. That locks. The length isn't defined as much, but well, if you carry an Opinel numero 13, I think, which is half of a sword, you would be hard pressed to explain that why you carry this in the city limits. And also, Opinel is a locking knife, so the Opinel, which is actually proverbial for France, and it is synonymous with folding knife in France, in the French language. If anyone says this is in Germany, it's the Imbusschlüssel. It's which is a hex key, and Imbus was a corporation. It wasn't the term, it was the corporation, and Opinel has become synonymous with folding knives per se in France, and you are not allowed to carry it. Well, enough of politics. What I want to say is that people have always carried pocket knives for convenience as well as legal reasons, and actually I was pretty reluctant when I first saw these friction folder designs way back then, and because I didn't quite understand them. It always appeared to me that I made several, but I didn't know how to make it, and so it was always wibbly wobbly, and you couldn't keep it in your pocket. And people have kept these knives in a pocket, and well, maybe people were a little bit tougher in those days, or a little bit more silly or something, and so I think, well, it's not necessarily because these worked so great, but maybe also because people were a little bit addled in the brain. And turns out I am too, and eventually I got the gist, and look at this. If I apply force, I need a lot of force to open it that way, and the pin has come loose, so I need to pin it over again, but also if you look at this, you could even do some sort of a spine whack, but it's not going to fold back onto you because there is this prolonged tang. And well, this knife has a blade out of 01 at 1.2842, which is selectively hardened to well, I think it's about 58 to 60 HRC, which is perfectly enough. Grind is a high convex bevel to 0. The handle is stack antler, and you can see, as with my titanium folder, which is a later piece, the slot isn't parallel. It tapers towards the end, as does the blade. It follows the shape of the blade, so there is always some sort of friction. Also, you can see if I close it, there's only this part of the walk where it is walking freely, and at this point you already have to overcome the friction. And a lot of friction folders I see are just moving freely all along the walk, and this is something which I saw on historical pieces in museums, that they also did this, and so I copied that, and actually it works for me. And if you want to carve, you can see you can use pretty much force. It's pretty capable. I want to show you how I carve a rabbit's head from hazel. This is a pretty aged hazel, and I'm using a scooping cut like that, and creating a platform on both sides, like so. Then I carve a little tip towards, or a facet towards this end, and a long facet towards the back side. I am working with the edges again, and look at that. What I want to do now is I want to use an Enderman cut, or chest lever cut, but in a scooping motion. So that you are left with something like this. Remove the bark, You can leave the shape of the branch on, so and now I'm adding a facet like so, and like so, and work my way like so. Now I want to carve stop cut. I am using a rolling motion at an angle, and I'm going all the way towards the center of the branch like so, and start to the go over to the other side too. I try to go like that, and well, I deepen the stop cut a little bit, and now I'm using a thumb push cut like so, to remove material like that. And you can see that the knife I'm using is perfectly suited for that. It's not that it would fold back upon me and cause me any trouble or something. It's pretty capable, and this is not that that I would want to praise myself, but well, it is, and I'm putting on a little just as I would when carving sort of a hook, but I'm not doing a hook now or something, just removing the material. And at the front you can add something like a V-cut. Now you're already left with something like this. A little bit difficult because the branch isn't. It's better if you use a branch that's more that's bent. That's already bent in the shape, so you don't have to remove a lot of material. Now I'm adding with a scooping cut. I'm making room for the eye portion of the head. Keep in mind, this is not very elaborate, and you can always do better. And I need to refine it a little bit, going back and forth. And as usual, I want to say I would be really glad if you could best me, because that's always an inspiration for me. And it's not that I'm the professional rabbit carver and the professional knife maker. I think what I make for myself actually works for me. It doesn't mean that it works for you too. So what I want to do is now I mark off an eye, or 2 eyes, on one hand, on one side, and on the other side. Please take care, and I'm taking the blade like so there's little chance that I can hurt myself, but it obviously can always happen. And so don't apply a lot of force. and be careful. Now I'm carefully carving out the shape of the eye. Funny face I add as a bonus, and so if you are using the tip with a bit of force, you can feel that it's a little bit unstable, but you always know where the blade is. It's not that it's were impossible to do so. What I realize is that I somehow blunted the tip, so it's not blunt actually, but it just doesn't carve as good as it used to. So so I will, to finish this one, I will take my Victorinox and use the small blade because there is no need for unnecessary suffering, and always keep this with me anyway. I brought this to show you, and I just grabbed it because I was thinking about what video you could make for the guys, and so I also always carry my Vic, and actually, to be honest, this is a whole different beast, and I can only recommend, if you want to really get into slate in nature, or even rather dedicated carving, the Victorinox is still not the worst thing you could do, is buying a Vic, because, well, it's versatile, and it's not the next heebie-jeebie gubalaba magical sorcery steel knife, but well, it's what should I say? I'm not doing advertising for Victorinox. It's just that yes, there might be knives with better steel, there might be fancier knives, there might be knives that are even more capable or anything. But if you want to do something like this, that's not too bad. And like that, you got little rabbit head. You can refine this, but it was just to show you how capable this pretty original design is. And well, I took the Vic because I don't know if you can see this. I somehow blunted it. When I remember correctly, I opened a tin can with it. So this is pretty brutal for a knife, and you don't do this normally. And but as I said, it's pretty interesting what people used back in the day, and it's not that because people in the Iron Age or in the Roman Empire used it, and nowadays we got linologs and we got all that stuff. That's great. That's not what I'm saying. It's not that this is better than what we have. It's that I'm saying, as we say in Germany, hinter den Bergen wohnen auch noch Leute. Behind the mountains there are also people, and there's always another way. And this is something that has something to do with, well, if you so will, survival. if you know that there are other possibilities, you can adapt. And if you exclude your options yourself by saying, well, I don't have my, what have you, heebie-jeebie gubba-laba sorcery steel knife on me, and I'm out in the wild, and not necessarily because you need to survive. That's not what I'm saying. It's actually I'm a big fan of not having to survive. And this is something I think that a lot of people who are into survival get back to front. It's not that you want to survive. It's yeah, you want to survive, but you don't want to get in a situation where you need to stay survival. That's nothing. Well, you prepare for the case, but you also prepare in order not to let that happen. And so this is, well, just wanted to say, I find it really valuable if you consider history and archaeology. I am an historian. Doesn't do me any good, but I am. It's not that I have that's, well, the humanities are under fire worldwide and under assault by anti-democratic forces, and that's one reason you should study the humanities, and you should stick to what you believe in. And I think if you do, a lot of things suddenly get a lot simpler than you thought they were. And so, but that's just an excursion. I just wanted to say that if you are in a country where the use of knives is restricted, actually in the UK this would be illegal too, because the blade's too long, and it would be 75 millimeters. 3 inches is 76.2 or something. No, 3 inches is 675. 76.2. Yes. Or am I wrong? I'm a little bit addled in the brain. You let me know in the comments if you know. Doesn't matter much. This would be too long. It's 80 millimeters in the blade, which is great for Germany. And I actually had a conversation with a copper about this, and because I carried it, it's perfectly legal. It's not a problem. And well, he wanted to intimidate me, and I was like, well, it doesn't lock and what have you. And actually, we had a nice conversation afterwards. He was an older guy, and even older than myself. I'm awaiting pension, and he was like, well, that's pretty interesting, and I told him what I tell you now, and so this also has sort of a built-in legal reason, because it's history. No, don't quote me on that, because that doesn't work, and because it's not it was a joke, and it was a grim joke, but it was a joke. And because, well, you can't say, well, if I carry this at the railway station because I got the legal reason that this is historical. Difficult. And I think, well, you don't need to put it in your backpack, and don't panic. Don't panic. It's just, folks, we are all just people. The police are also just people, and well, some of them are pretty bad. Well, it's agreed. That's not what I'm saying. But they are also just want to make a living and don't want to. They want to feed their children, and they are also a part of all that all those mechanisms that are screwing us and our culture at the moment. Don't focus on the bad things. Don't do this, because if you are example from mountain biking, if you're careening down some hill and there's a huge rock and you look at that rock and you are intent, well, no, don't hit that rock, don't hit that rock, don't hit that rock, and you go ass over teacup, and because you hit that rock. What you need to do is you need to tell yourself, well, that's a rock. What shall I do? Should I choose the line above it? Should I do a bunny hop or something? Do I find my way around it? Do I turn left or right? And then you need to decide in an instant, obviously, but you decide whether you go right or left around the rock or over that rock or what have you. But you don't say, don't hit that rock. Your brain doesn't understand that. Your brain just listens to, oh, rock, and panic. And so that's no good. And this is what I want to say with, don't focus on the bad things. Well, if bad things are there, it's just the same as in survival. There may be a survival situation, but you don't construct your life around all the shit that can happen. There's a lot of shit that can happen in your life. So and if you it's no good sitting on a mountain of ammunition and what have you. If you see that this is the way around the rock, well, fire away, go nuts. But and your decision can always be wrong, and happened to me a lot of times. Fortunately, not in a situation where I would be really screwed, as in riding my bike down the Rosetta at Lake Garda in Italy, where there was a free fall of 35 meters through the roof of the restaurant where we were eating pizza the day before, and didn't happen there, but on trails where I was on rock, and then I was like, well, left, right, and it decided right, but it was late, and I was, well, also a lot of wisdom for survival scenarios and stuff. And you need to keep open your options. This is what I want to say about this knife. It's not too bad, the mechanism. And if you get a modern one, they are obviously better. I really love that. For instance, I really love that Nomad knife from Ben and Louis Orford from the UK. And as far as I hear, they already produce a mini version of it, and this might be a really great slate knife. And those need a sheath. This doesn't. So I'm not bashing my own work. It's working for me. It's pretty okay, but it's not a modern knife. But the modern knives are even better. They come in better steel and maybe more resilient and what have you. It's this is what I want to say is it's an option, and if you can't carry a fixed blade, well, a lot of people are really sad that they can't carry their big knives into the woods anymore. Also, understand that, because I was really well, I was really pissed. I must admit, it's not that I was just like, well, that's it now, and I will do this now because it's okay. I was really pissed, and but actually there are a lot of options that you don't limit yourself. And the reason why I'm out in the forest is because I want to be out in the forest and to catch things. And actually, I realized, and back to the because it has an all, and I just had an idea. I'm drilling a hole between the ears in order to define the ears. That's what I'm doing now, while I'm talking rubbish. No, I don't. I hope I don't talk rubbish. I hope that I do make sense, at least halfway. So, but what I want to say is, this is a case of limiting your options because of some ideology, and because I didn't realize. Actually, I didn't know how to use a knife, and I'm the first to admit that, because it's not that I'm still not the big pocket knife pope like Felix Immler is or something, but I get the gist. I slowly get the gist, and this has far higher potential for bushcrafting, complicated things, for really making enhancing the quality of your stay in the woods than some survival knife. It's big if you know how to use it. If you don't, even a dedicated survival knife won't do you good. That's not how it's going to work. And see that I'm just carving a slot between the ears in order to make it more rabbit-like or hair-like. I think it's more of a hair or something, because the ears are too big. And actually, you might be able, and that's just an idea that's occurring to me, to use this as a clamp. As a clothespin, or to clamp down your tarp or something. Just occurred to me. I must try this. And what I want to say is, you need to stick to your procedures. That's not nothing. You don't want to experiment if you're in a situation where shit already has hit the fan. But what I want to say is, stay curious and keep learning, because learning is a really great thing. We get that beaten out of us in school, but learning is really, really cool, and staying curious is. And I think this is something that's most appealing to me in bushcraft and survival or learning stuff, and concerning the forest, because there's a lot of chemistry. There's a lot of cool things to learn. You can do a lot of stuff, and forging is a part of it. Cooking is a part of it. Foraging is a part of it, and learning medicine is a part, and logistics, and a lot of stuff. And I think that's what's appealing to me. And if you stay curious, you have already beat the system, because they want to numb you down. They want you to be obedient and numbed and not caring about anything. And if you are loving what you do, if you're out there and love learning and Don't stop learning. Just stay curious. It's not that you have to. You can learn stuff, and you don't need to be better than anyone. You need to be better than you were yesterday, or maybe not. Maybe you will be better than you were yesterday, next week, next month, next year, in 10 years. Doesn't matter. That's life. Life is a pretty cool thing to have, and this is what I want to say. And there are so many resources you can learn from, including history, and this actually has enriched my life because it's a nice and convenient carry. It does what it should, and well, no one's freaking out if you use it. And actually, to me it also looks a little bit cozy. Reminds me of lovely bimbles I had with my dad when I was a kid, and stuff like that. And to be honest, a lot of the hikes I do are in memory of my dad, because he loved being out there, and well, he made me what I am, and taught me my first crafts, and taught me how to carve and everything. So I think that's okay if I'm a bit nostalgic around knives, because, well, I think a lot of people are like that, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. It's a good thing. That said, I really hope that you focus on the good things, that you focus on your options and what possibilities you have, and keep your resilience and keep your adaptability to problems, and not just problems, but to just, well, get out there, enjoy the forest, stay sane and healthy. I'm preaching that. I know, and maybe that's annoying. It's not. I don't want to be annoying. That's not what I do want. But I personally, it drives me up the wall that a lot of our problems in modern society are due to this, and that actually there are outright bastards in the world, in politics, in high finance, and in banks, banking, and in economy, and what have you. Not all of them. Some very few persons. But they are. But on the other hand, I think them being a bastard is due to them being really, really sad, really sorry creatures. And actually, if I could help them see what I see, and this is plain and simple. This is look at that. There's this colorful autumn foliage, and all the colors and abundance, and yesterday I just had some bread with my mushroom pate, and one with butter, fresh bread with butter. That's it. Simple as that. It's a joy. It's a pleasure to be alive if you have something like this, to be grateful for this. And I think this is something that those people lack. They lack gratitude, and they lack satisfaction. They can't be satisfied. They have a never-ending hunger, and well, it's called greed. And that's not great. It's a cardinal sin, if you so will, if you're a Christian or something. But it's also not something you choose voluntarily. Actually, I think that all humans want to be happy. The bastards too. Their notion of happiness is slightly different to normal people, but, well, they are ill. So I think that the phrase, and it might sound like a phrase, but it isn't, or it is, at least it isn't meant to be a phrase. Stay sane and healthy. Maybe would be a solution to the many problems we have in the world, because I think that this is at the core of many problems. We need to heal. It was wrong what we did for 500 or maybe 1,000 years. It was wrong. And we know it. It's not that some priest says us, or some medicine man, or some shaman, or and they all do, and they all did for at least 500, and sometimes 1,000 years. But it's science. The very foundation of our culture says it was wrong. And yet we don't acknowledge that we need to heal. Each and every one of us. I'm as mad as a hatter. And I'm working on that. And that there's no shame in that. Something. We need to heal. We need to do ourselves good. And we need to do others good. We need to be empathetic to people. And, well, there's a homeless person. Well, chances I will be homeless next year. Lose my property, lose my flat where I'm living, and then it's homelessness for me, because no money, because I think I always was caring for social context and worked with children, and that doesn't pay off in Germany, because I also had a very special approach, which people didn't like, as it turns out, which to me now is actually more it's I think I was right. I am proved wrong as to personal success, but that shows that I was right. Funny as that might sound, but it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about us together, and we need to heal as a society, as a culture, and if you don't, we are fucked. That simple. So when I say stay sane and healthy in these mad times, I mean it. I'm really that serious about that, and I'm willing to sacrifice everything for that, because it can't go on that way, and we know it. We all know it, and still we carry on. I know that a lot of you guys don't. You try to find an alternative, and it's not that I had the solution, the one solution, but we could find it together. Carve yourself something whimsical, maybe. Or, I don't know if this is whimsical. It's just a quick project for demonstration of purposes. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I could add a little bit to your resilience, and I want you to know that you are okay as you are. It's not that you need to change. Well, sorry if I call that out. It's not because I want to bash you or something. It's quite the contrary. I think we measure success on YouTube with clicks or something, but you don't need to think you're a loser if you don't achieve this or that, or compare yourself to the perfect version of what have you or something. It's just that, well, I just want you to know that I care about everyone here, and even for the big channels, but they don't need me and they don't see me. Some of them do see me, and I'm really grateful for that. Someone like Felix subscribed to my channel. This is awesome, and this leaves me flabbergasted. It's just I didn't think that this would happen. But what I want to say is, we all struggle, and we all need some empathy, and I think everyone over here is all right. It's not if you are spreading hate or what have you, and what I don't want to talk on endlessly about this. because this is not what this channel is about. It's about well, get out there in the woods and enjoy it, and have a nice life, and maybe cool down a little bit. And as I said, I do care, and when I say stay sane and healthy, I mean it. I really mean it. As John Trudell said, take care of your soul, because you're in a place where souls are eaten. And well, also this platform is a place where souls get eaten. And take care of yourself. I do care about you, but also about us, everyone here. And so, that said, I hope I didn't ruin the video for you, but this is from my heart, and I really want you to know. And so, take good care and enjoy the woods, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.